loops. So this is Luna Looms, which is a sort of unwieldy assortment of things, depending on how you look at it. Basically what it is a reverb and delay. The delay is a tape delay. It's a ping pong delay. The reverb is a plate reverb, and they're set up in parallel. So you can determine the amount of signal that's sent into the delay on one side. So you turn it toward delay on this knob in the center, or toward, reverb. And you can have a mix between the two. You could have one or the other. And then those are outputted into a phaser. It's a stereo phaser, but each side is modulated separately. Their rates can be synced or offset from one another, so you can have one side moving faster than the other. Right, we have this one going faster. We can push that up some. When we return the offset back to 0, you can set their phase relation. So you could have them, 50% out of phase so that one's rising while the other's falling, or you could have them in sync with one another so that both sides were pulsing the same amount. I like a little bit of out of phase action and just a little bit of a rate offset so that there's a little bit of a movement. And they'll drift in and out of phase with one another in these settings that I think is really nice for creating a stereo image. And you can control the mix that passes through the phasers. And then the other component of Luna Looms is a looper that is always going back and forth between recording and playing back based on a probability. So about a third of the time it's recording, and the other 2/3 it's playing back. And you can set the pitch and whether it plays back in reverse, and it only goes through the wet side, so it travels through this parallel delay reverb. You can set its volume. There's also a basic low pass filter for tone control, which I really like when I'm using these, pitched up loops. I think it can help keep things in check. And it is tied to the tap tempo. This can also be MIDI clock controlled. So the probability is based on the tap tempo. Every time there's a delay tap, the looper basically decides whether or not to record or play back. In the center with the right stomp switch, you have a control that maxes both the feedback of the delay and the decay of the plate reverb, so it creates, you know, these you know, rising distorted swells on the delay side, and it creates sustained notes on the reverb side. And you can turn off the loop with the right stomp switch. So if you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. Or you could bring it in, you know, performance-wise at a particular point in a song, or, you know, however you want to use that control. I just thought it'd be nice to have that be something that you could control with your foot. And that is Luna Looms. So thank you.